So, hey, Jennifer, I have a question about the Veep's new Veep.
Okay, shoot.
Did he say that Republicans were weird because they are calling him Tampon Tim, or did Tampon Tim come after he said Republicans were weird?
I don't know.
It's like, which came first?
The chicken or the egg? Welcome to MILF,
I'm Courtney,
and I'm Jennifer.
and we are two moms into literary freedom.
It's funny because he's not wrong. They
Right.
are weird.
And that's such a nice way to point out that you're being basically like a hypocritical asshole. Like I would just come right out and say like you guys are hypocritical, non-feeling scum of the earth is what I would
Pretty
say.
much. Pretty
Yeah.
much. And hypocrites
Insults.
on its own, just like, hello, JD Vance was talking so much shit about Trump, and now he's like up his ass.
Exactly. Yeah, the hypocrisy is real in the Republican Party, which is what makes me think why he said, Republicans are, and it's like he's smart. He knows what he's doing. Like he's just gonna say Republicans are weird because they are. Like to take issue with the fact that Tim Walz signed a bill into law requiring that Minnesota public and charter schools provide free period products to all grades starting in fourth through
Hmm.
12th. Like that's the problem that they are taking issue with because there's literally nothing wrong with this guy.
No, I literally, because I didn't realize that that was like a thing until I was on Facebook. That's where all the
Hmm.
weirdos come out.
Oh, the
And
weirdos come out on all social media
oh
platforms.
yeah, yeah. So there's like a local page, and I saw someone saying something like, "Oh, who's voting for this guy, Tampon Tim?" And I was like, I
That's
didn't know why they were calling him that, right?
okay.
But I was like, what? Who gives a shit? Tampon
Yeah.
Tim? Like,
Yeah.
are we afraid of tampons now? Like, that's such a
Yes.
Republican thing to be afraid of
Yes.
female reproductive
Yeah.
organs and everything that comes along with it. Like,
Yeah. The whole package. The whole
and so
period package.
yeah, and then they're trying to play it up like, oh, he's putting tampons in fourth graders' boys' bathroom. Okay, like, don't they have that at home? Like,
Oh my
like,
God.
is having a tampon inside of a bathroom going to make these boys menstruate? Is that like what is that what
Yes.
they think?
That's the science behind
Dumbasses?
it. Yeah.
Like, who cares? At
Oh my
home,
God.
don't they use your bathroom? Don't you use,
Yeah.
menstrual pads
Products?
and
Or do you
yeah.
keep it, do you like lock it up with your guns? Do you think they keep the
They
tampons in the gun
probably do
safe?
lock that up,
Yeah, because
but not the
they're
guns.
they'd probably be afraid. Yeah, no, you're right. They don't lock up the guns, but they do lock up the tampons. What the hell? I mean, I knew of period poverty before this, but a lot of people don't know about period poverty,
Right.
which essentially is like you shouldn't have to pay for your menstrual products, especially when like the good ones are kind of expensive and it
Right.
happens once a month. It becomes a monthly, cost. Uh
And it's got the pink tech. Ugh,
oh,
pink
the pink tax.
tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which wait, so what is that? Like you still have to pay tax on that, right?
Yes. And because it's also because it's a female product, it's
Hmm.
more expensive.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be. Like one, there it shouldn't be taxed. And two, like there should be more of these initiatives that Tim Walz is spearheading where these products are not costing us money, you know?
Right.
And that's not to say that I can't afford my menstrual products. Like that's not a conversation we're having, but like the conversation that we're having is that not everyone can afford these things
Right.
or they have to buy like the cheaper, lower quality ones that are maybe full of chemicals, like
And they
you can't,
suck.
yeah, the ones that are uncomfortable or the ones that don't have like organic and chemical free on the box.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Their whole thing is like, oh, he's putting it in boys' bathroom, right?
Mm,
The law isn't like we have to have it in boys' bathroom. It's a lot of bathrooms are unisex.
yeah,
And so it's just a law that it has to be in all bathrooms.
yeah.
That's it. All bathrooms.
They're making it seem like Tim Walz was like, "Hey, I have a great idea. Let's put tampons in boys' bathrooms to show everyone how woke I am."
Right.
Like that's not what happened. He's literally signed a bill requiring that schools provide free period products. And what that would mean in our district, because I was a teacher for sixth graders, and so they needed I would have some in my desk, but my district said, you don't even need to keep them in your desk because we have just a huge stock in the nurse's office, which is not the case for all schools. So,
Right. I've seen videos of what do you call these schools that have like forget, but I've seen like videos of teachers who work at schools where poverty is
yeah.
common.
I mean, if they're rated a D, then they don't have any money. So,
Okay. So that might be what it is. So it's like a
yeah.
low income school that
Mhm.
has kids that are low income.
Yeah.
Um and so you see teachers like posting their like restock videos of
Hmm.
things they purchase themselves,
Hmm.
which are like deodorants,
Yeah.
bars of soap,
Hmm.
pads,
Hmm.
tampons, and
Hmm.
toothbrushes,
Hmm.
toothpaste,
Hmm.
and they're like restocking their little drawers. And
Hmm.
then so people start sending them money. But
Yeah.
he's taking care of that so that
Yeah, so
teachers
that you
don't
don't
have
have
to
to
do that.
send the teachers in the D school deodorant, sticks of deodorant. And yeah, like a lot of schools don't have those. Like again, in our district, like we are lucky enough to have like groups that do stock those things up for schools, but we're just lucky in that regard. And like that's the thing, like it shouldn't be a case of luck or an issue of luck. It should be, this is a right. This is a basic human right to have menstrual products when you need them, like
And
just as
he's a
drinking
teacher, so
water.
he gets it.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about him before yesterday.
No, no one did. I mean,
And
the
now
people that
I'm
were
like,
following it knew he was an option.
right.
Yeah.
But
Everyone's
now
like, we
everything
love
I've learned
him.
about him is
Yeah.
he's fucking awesome.
He's like the Midwest dad that America needs.
Yes.
That's what people are saying. And it's like, yeah. And not only that, like I mean, I think my favorite thing about him is that Republicans are calling him Tampon Tim.
I know,
Like,
like it's a huge diss. Like,
like I think it's a compliment. Like if that were me, I'd be like,
right.
yeah, I'm Tampon Tim. What's your name? Oh, why are you Tampon Tim? Oh, because I provide, free menstrual products for kids who need them. Oh, good
Did
for
you
you.
see how he called out JD Vance?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me find it.
I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
Oh my gosh, he's
Hold
ready.
on, hold on.
If he's willing to get off the couch and show up.
Oh, it's awesome.
You can't hear it because there's so much clapping, but it's such a dad thing. He goes, "You see what I did there?"
Oh my gosh, that is such a dad thing. Okay, but for our listeners, and I'm not gonna lie, me, can you tell me about the couch thing with JD Vance? Because I've obviously seen it on social media, but I don't know all the details to the couch.
Okay, I haven't really looked into it too much, but this is my understanding is he wrote a book.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book,
Hillbilly elegy or whatever.
he himself put in that he basically assaulted a couch one time.
Oh
He
my God.
SA'd a couch. So he put like a glove in between two cushions and
Okay.
went to Pound Town.
Why would you put that in your book?
I don't know.
Like I've heard stories of like horny boys doing all kinds of crazy things to things like couches and grapefruits that have been put in the microwave and all kinds of things.
Apple
But like,
pies.
yeah,
I guess he thought boys will be boys and everyone would get it. I don't know.
put your
Especially when
name
you
on
have a
them.
political career. Like, did you not
Yeah.
think that was going to come back? And
Oh
I
man.
don't know,
Yeah.
it's so
So
weird.
the other thing with that book is like he like frame it as like he grew up in Appalachia, but really his mom grew up in Appalachia and he did not grow up in Appalachia. He grew up in like a city.
That part I haven't, I'll be honest. The only thing I know about JD Vance is that he backtracked on how he feels about Trump,
Trump.
the couch thing, and the whole him calling Kamala not black.
Oh, wait, that was Trump.
But I think he's doubled down on it too.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, he's married to an Indian woman.
Oh yeah.
So you would think he would understand biracial children
You would
because,
think.
like,
Yeah.
so that's kind of the only three things that I know about him.
Mm-hmm. Wait,
Um,
so to add to that list, there are people saying like he is painting Appalachia in like an unfair light and that he did not grow up in Appalachia, but that his story tells the first person account of his extended family's harrowing escape from Appalachian poverty and its culture in crisis. So you can see how there's like a problem with that because he didn't actually live it. He's just like using his extended family to I don't know, gain some sort of notoriety, which I don't really understand.
Yeah. I don't know much about that. Like,
That's an insult to Appalachian culture. Like,
right.
Appalachia is a huge region. There are pockets, just like in every culture, that maybe, could use some extra resources, but like
Right.
there are universities in Appalachia. There's a vibrant culture with proud, hardworking people that live there. And like for him to like publish a book that's like this place sucks is just kind of indicative of the person that he already is.
And he didn't grow up there, so no
Yeah.
wonder he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Demonizing people that he didn't grow up with or even have conversations with is pretty on
On
board
brand.
on brand for Republicans, those weirdos, those
Damn
weird
weirdos.
Republicans. So yeah, the Midwestern dad, back to Tim Walz. You know what else I love about him? Did you know this? I'm sure you knew this. He was a social studies teacher.
Okay, I knew he was a teacher. I didn't know what he taught. Social
Hmm.
studies makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
I've also heard he's not a Democrat. He is the farmers something Democrat. Hold on.
Hmm. Yeah, there are different kinds of Democrats out there, which I'm learning about.
But I think that's kind of cool because if he's on the farmer side,
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
that means he's for the people more than Trump will ever be.
Yeah, he's very pro-union too.
Oh, I like that. Everything I've learned about him, I like. He started the free lunches.
Oh
Oh,
yeah. And that video was so cute. He had a bunch of kids in there when he signed that bill to give free lunches to everyone in the state of Minnesota. And all the kids were in there and he was like hugging all the kids. Like, oh my God, it was just so cute and so wholesome, like really what America needs right now.
yes, he's very wholesome and likable. They were saying like he's got gray hair, right?
Oh yeah.
So it makes him look older.
But
And
how old is he?
I think he's like in his 50s or
Okay.
60s. Hold on, let's fact check that. He's 60.
That's a lot younger than
Yeah,
Trump
oh yeah,
and
60 is
Biden.
not old at all. So, but he said, yeah, you don't do car rider line for 20 years and not walk away without
No,
a
it was lunch duty.
lunch
Yeah.
duty.
Can I tell you, I feel that personally because holy shit, the worst duty that a teacher can have, and I am not exaggerating. Teachers have all kinds of duty. Like, and a lot of people are starting to understand this. Like, you don't just stand in a classroom and teach. Like, you
Right.
can't just stay in your classroom. Some teachers have hallway duty. There are certain intersections and hallways where fights happen, so you have to sort of like police those intersections and make sure kids are getting to class. And recess duty, which is my personal favorite. I love recess duty.
Right.
But lunch duty, let me tell you, it is disgusting. It is loud. It is just like the most triggering experience I've ever had. And like, I am not an elementary school teacher, which is why I only taught at an elementary school for 1 year. But when I had lunch duty, I swear, I was like, I will go work at McDonald's.
Right. Anything but this.
Yeah. Just the chocolate milk mixtures that the kids would
Oh
make.
my God. Yeah, that's so disgusting.
Yeah, but I mean, there were some cute parts where it's like, the kindergartners who are just like very much still babies need you to open
Yeah.
up their milk for them. So like I loved that part of lunch duty. But the part where the fifth graders were just like
I was gonna say
mixing
fifth graders are the worst.
carrots and ketchup into their like chocolate milk soup, like, oh my God. And for him to do it that long, you got my vote already, man, just for
Right.
that.
And he just seems so down to earth.
Hmm.
Like, who has, like, what a great way to say, like, yeah, I have gray hair. It's because of this amazing thing that I got to do. Like,
Yeah.
how do you
It
come back
takes
and like attack that?
Yeah. It takes
I
a
guess you call
special
him Tampon
person.
Tim. Ooh.
I mean, it takes a special person to remain a teacher for that long. And I'm not that special person because I got out of there as soon as my student loans got paid for. I was like, my student loans are paid for. I am out of here. And I don't feel bad saying that because like public education has changed so much over the years that it's so much harder on the teachers. And I don't blame teachers for leaving the profession as much as they are. But now I have a little bit of hope that we have a VP or a possible VP who really understands public education.
Yes. Like, we need that. We need that on our school boards. And we don't
Yes.
even get it there. So
No,
imagine, like,
no.
as a vice president, that's amazing.
You're not allowed
Another
to have
thing,
education on school boards. It doesn't make sense.
I think honestly, the Republicans are really shitting bricks right now. with
Yeah.
this change. Like they are
Yeah.
spiraling.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump won't even bring up Kamala Harris. He's still like attacking Biden.
Was the last thing he said about Kamala when he was like, I didn't know she was black. She didn't say she was black until blah blah blah.
Until just recently. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like she didn't just exist as a
I
black
always just
woman
thought
before
she
that.
was Indian. Yeah, I didn't know she was. And then the lady that he was interviewing with was like, she went to a historically black university. Like,
Right.
what are you talking about? So was that must have been like one of the last times that he talked about Kamala, because he's realizing he's just like digging a deeper and deeper hole each
Oh
time he
yeah.
picks her up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the people like obviously his hardcore supporters, they just double down on whatever he says. But
Mhm.
I still hear him like talking about Biden
Yeah,
and
Biden's
Biden
old
this
news.
and Biden's coming back and Biden, and I'm like, dude, Biden's done. Like no one's talking about him anymore.
Yeah.
That's not your competition now.
Yeah.
I
But
think
yeah.
another issue they're gonna have,
Mhm.
Taylor Swift.
Why?
Okay,
Does
for
Tim
one,
love Taylor?
he passed a law. It's called the Taylor Swift bill,
Oh my God. Tell me
and
more.
it requires more regulation in the ticketing industry.
Yes.
So the Swifties are gonna love him for this.
Yeah. A lot of other people, like musician fans too, because like
Yeah.
Ticketmaster is just evil. It's just
Yep.
evil. Speaking of music, my husband, viral sensation Blake Vandemonte, he he's excited about this too, which is like a big deal to get that guy
Is he?
excited. Yeah, he's excited about.
Oh,
But here's one of the reasons he's excited about it. Speaking of music, we found out through some of his friends, because all they do is talk about music and not Taylor Swift music, like kind of like punk, I don't know, not super popular music. But
like indie
there's,
bands.
yeah, indie, I guess is the word you could. He would be like, don't call it indie. But I mean,
Oh, okay.
I don't know what to
My
call it.
bad.
I'm gonna call it indie, okay? There's one band called The Hold Steady. They're actually classified as a rock band, but I would classify them as indie rock. Either way, they're not like a super like well-known like Taylor Swift band, obviously, but they are like popular with like the dads like
Okay.
of the world. But Tim Walz actually went to see The Hold Steady. And so there was like this, Twitter or X or whatever thread where people were like, this guy went and saw The Hold Steady, so he's got my vote. So he actually is kind of a cool dad, a cool
Right.
Midwestern dad if he's going to go see bands like that.
Okay, back to Taylor Swift. She posted on her Instagram yesterday. You know how they say she likes to put Easter eggs in her what she puts out, right? Anything that she puts out, she's
Oh
very
yeah.
intentional.
Yeah.
And so even like the pictures she posts on Instagram and stuff, she picks them out personally. That's my understanding of it.
Hmm.
One of the pictures, she's on stage, and in the background, it looks like Kamala Harris is walking behind her, like off stage, like a shadow, like not a shadow, but like a
Silhouette.
silhouette. Thank you.
Okay.
So everyone's starting to like rumble, like she's endorsing her.
Oh, of course she is.
We right, but like officially,
100%.
because
Yeah,
she's
but
never
not officially.
officially.
But you know what? That's something that she would do officially. So like I wouldn't be surprised if she came out and was like, go vote for Kamala.
Yeah,
So
it's so over for Trump.
I mean, I hope so.
Knock on
I'm
wood.
I'm scared, I'm scared.
I
But
feel really good about it because I think all the young people that were like, I'm not voting for
mhm.
Biden, I'm not on board with this, suddenly
Yeah,
feel like a new wave.
I agree.
Um, Even though she was a part of the Biden administration,
Hmm.
she's not the one making those decisions when it came
Hmm.
down to what was going to happen
Hmm. She
in
deserves a
Gaza. And
chance.
yeah.
Yeah, she
And
deserves
I
a
think,
chance at least to show us like that. And because she knows like there needs to be a shift in this country, and with the up and coming generations that do not agree with supporting this genocide, she knows like that's the future,
yeah,
and she's our best chance, in my opinion, at taking a step in that right direction. I know
yeah.
there's some people that are like, no, we don't need one step in the right direction, we need a complete shift to just like completely saying no to all of it. But like, I don't know, if we're being pragmatic about it, like you got to take steps, towards the change. And I
Got to
think
ease
she's,
people into it.
yeah. One other thing about Tim Walz that's awesome, because we can go on forever. What are you laughing at?
I was just gonna say it's like anal sex. Not that I've had any, but you have to ease into
I
it.
mean, from what I've
Edit
heard,
that
you
out,
got to
please.
ease into it. Oh man, I love
My
that.
mind goes to places like that all the time. It's so bad.
That's why, Democrats are evil and we
Yes.
want to put tampons in boys' bathrooms along with the litter boxes so that they can identify as cats, which I'm wondering if we're going to see more of that now with all the like the cat memes and stuff. Like cats are clearly like on the Democratic side of things.
Oh yeah. That's cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Because Trump doesn't have a dog.
Oh, that is weird. That's like
I
sociopathic.
think he's like the first president, right, to not own a pet.
Yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah, he was like the first president in a White House that didn't. Because like maybe you don't have a dog, but then you get to the White House and you're like, I'm gonna, honor this tradition of having a dog in the White House.
Right.
But he chose not to do that.
Yeah.
But
Psychopath,
yeah, no, we for sure he's a psychopath.
in our opinion.
In our opinion, sure.
I said we don't want to get sued.
Come after us. Us
Take
small
all our
potatoes.
our
Yeah, all our
savings
two
of $10.
followers. Yeah. All right, before we close this out, did you, I'm sure you heard the other awesome thing about Tim Walz is he signed the Family and Medical Leave Act that gives workers 20 weeks of paid leave.
Really?
Yeah, I need to move to Minnesota.
Yeah. He sounds amazing.
Yeah, so we're talking free lunches. We're talking ending period poverty and even just ending the stigma of periods, like get over it first of all.
Right.
And we're talking like paid family leave, whether you broke your foot and you can't work for 20 weeks or you're having a baby, which I almost broke my foot on purpose. I mean, I'm exaggerating. When I had my third baby because I didn't have any family leave left because
Yeah.
I used it all on my first two, which is my own problem, but whatever. And so we joked like, hey, if you break your, it wasn't my joke. It was the actual like
Doctors?
the human resources person.
Oh,
She was like, if you broke your foot, you would have 20 weeks paid leave. And I was like, Blake, get a brick.
right.
So anyway, like this guy's great. If he's the VP, then I can only imagine, what can be extended on a federal level.
And that just, everything you just mentioned, all it signals to me is family values.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Republicans supposedly love?
Supposedly. Yeah.
But, feeding children, that's a big no.
Yep.
Helping kids at all seems to
Yeah.
always be a negative. Unless it's
Admitting.
from pedophiles, quote
Exactly.
unquote.
Jesus. Yeah.
Because the real pedophiles, they don't give a shit about.
No. So true. Yep. I mean, it's like I'm wondering if like you were saying, if there's like the wives and the daughters of all these like crazy MAGA Republicans are starting to like pay attention, like, oh wait, they want to like give me more for freedom to my body, and they want to provide, hungry children with free meals, and they want to give, families like time off to spend with their families, right? Which is what it's supposed to be all about. Like maybe those wives and daughters are going to pretend like they're going to vote for Trump, but then when it comes to election day, they're just going to go into their little voting booth and they're going to pick the right choice, but they're not going to say that they did.
I hope so. I hope so. But I feel like a lot of them agree with this nonsense, like they get
I
convinced.
know, they're like brainwashed.
Yes, like they get convinced that somehow that's not a good thing, except when they receive it,
Yeah.
It's always like that hypocrisy, like, oh, it's a good thing for me, but I don't want other people to get free lunch.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is
That's always baffled me too. I don't
Yeah.
understand how you can't like put yourself in someone else's shoes.
right.
Like the
It's
ability to
always-
empathize with someone is, if you could just empathize, then you would not vote for Donald Trump. And I'm not saying Kamala is like perfect. She's definitely
Right.
not. She's still a politician. Like I still have some doubts about, like really how far she will go to fight for peace in the Middle East. But like I said earlier, she's a step in the right direction.
Right. Yeah. And she's giving us a little bit of hope for change.
Well, on that note, Zoom is about to kick us off because we don't pay for it because we're poor. So consider being a subscriber and you can watch videos of us talking.
Not this one though.
No, not this one. We didn't. But in the future, yeah. Check out our link in the show notes and on our social media pages. Give us a follow and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. That's really helpful. We actually have some really good reviews on there if you want to read some of them. There's one bad one, so the more good ones you leave, the better.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, but we like the bad one.
It's a good one. What was it? Like we're pretending to be someone we're not or
Like,
something?
don't believe them. They're not actually moms for liberty. It's like, thank you. No, we're
Yeah,
not.
I thought we were pretty clear on that.
But yeah, anyway, don't ban books.
Ban bigots. This episode has been engineered and mixed by your hosts, Jennifer Mendoza and Courtney Green.
Thanks for listening, and be sure to follow us at MILF for Books. That's MILF, the number 4, books, on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it.
And don't forget to help the show by rating us wherever you get your podcasts.